So Netivot Shalom. This is, I think, the first shiur we did after Rosh Hashanah or after Sukkot, something like that. So Tafshin Pei Vav. And the topic is the Parashat Shavua, Netivot Shalom ala Torah, Lech Lecha. Right? So Lech Lecha, Hashem commanding Avram to leave his house, his father's house, his country, and go to somewhere, right? Hashem didn't tell him in advance where. Then I'll show you later on. You just leave, just go, right? Just go. So, and later on, and this is something which is one of the nisyonot, right? Ve'irav, right? So Avraham went down to Egypt. Ve'irav be'eretz Mitzrayim, ve'ered Avraham Mitzrayim. He went down to Egypt. Ve'i kasher ikriu levo Mitzrayim, ve'omar el Sarai ishto. When he getting closer to Egypt,
can I ask you
said,
a question?
Yeah.
What do you think? It says, it says that Hashem, I guess, spoke to Abraham. How did Abraham receive that communication?
So before the Brit Milah, in a dream, not directly.
So he dreamt it, and he has a dream. He wakes up in the morning, and what he says, is that a dream or is that Hashem? What I mean, I guess
No.
if Hashem's talking to you, you know it, right?
So yes, it's a good question. I mean, if Hashem will talk to us, then probably we are hallucinating, right? Because you need to be in a really high level. It's a good question. I don't have a good answer, but what I know that Avram, before the Brit Milah, it was not a direct conversation like Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu was the only person in the universe that he spoke to Hashem, and Hashem spoke to him directly. Chachamim said, "Aspaklaria meira," like through a glass. Other prophets, it's like a translucent glass, or in a dream, or in a trance. And many times the prophet got their vision, not a direct message. They needed to figure it out. So with Abraham, Hashem did talk to him, but not directly, only after the Brit Milah. So, we need to trust the Torah when it said that Hashem spoke to him, right? So let's say that Abraham had a dream, a very convincing dream. And he told his wife, Sarai, right? When they get closer to Egypt. And by the way, when you look at it, Abraham got here the promise from Hashem, right? And everybody knew, because this thing was like spreading out. It was news, right? And Hashem sent him to Eretz Israel. And he told him, right, at the beginning of the parasha, I'm going to bless you. Anyone that will treat you well will be blessed. The one that are not are going to curse. And then he arrived, and everybody's doing a reception. And they have kugel and cholent and sushi and everything. And then what? They started to starve. It's no rain, no nothing. And it's like, what happened? You just came here. You bring us bad luck, right? And he said, no, and Hashem promised me. Promised you what? Right? No, on the contrary. You came here, everything became worse. When you look at it, right? It's very frustrating. That was one of the nisyonot. So now Abraham is going down to Egypt, and before he gets closer, he knows what he needs to deal with. So he said, oops. Now we notice that you're a beautiful woman. And if the Egyptians will see you and they will say, she is his wife, they will kill me and they will revive you and they will take you. So say that you are my sister for my safety. So it would be better for me that if you said that you're a sister, and my soul will stay alive. So we need to say that this parasha of Yeridat Avraham Mitzrayim, going down to Egypt, and everything that happened with Sarah, and what is it teaching us? It's teaching us something, right? It's not just the historical story. It's teaching us for today. It's infinite. So first, we need to understand what the Mefarshim were learning about going down to Egypt, the place of filth, spiritual filth, and physical filth. And they were doing bad thing over there because of the starvation that they had. Balo beYaakov katuv, right? With Yaakov Avinu, it said, "V'yired Mitzrayma anus al pi hadibur." Yaakov Avinu had no choice. Hashem facilitated that the brother will hate Yosef, they will try to kill him, then they will sell him, and then will be the king, and then Yaakov Avinu will go down to Egypt because that was the plan. But why Avraham Avinu? He had Mesirut Nefesh, he had so many nisyonot, Why he even go down to Egypt? They said, okay, starvation, Hashem, I have patience, revert the situation, please. And also, it's another question. Imrina, say please that you are my sister, so it will be beneficial for me. And Rashi explained, he said, they will give me presents, they will give me gift. So what? Abraham Avinu went down to Egypt, and he asked his wife to lie, to say that she's his sister. And if they will think that his sister and they will see them together, they will say what? He is with his sister? Disgusting, right? It's Gilui Arayot. So in the Zohar Kadosh it says, so of course we know there's a good question, but of course we have good answers to that, right? So we need to explain that the Inyan of Yeridat Avraham Mitzrayim, so Avraham went down to Egypt, as it says in the holy books, and according to the Midrash Bereshit Rabbah. So Hashem told him, to Avraham, I'm sending you on a recon mission. This is a mission for generation. Maybe it's not for you now, but it's for your descendants. I'm sending you, conquer the path. And which means, Yeridato, going down to Egypt, was to weaken the shell of Egypt, because we learned it many times before, that the Midat HaYesod, or the foundation, or the core, that's the level of Yosef, that's coming from the sperm, from us. And that's impacting and influencing all the abundance and everything that we have. And Egypt were doing the opposite. They were wasting it for nothing, because Mitzrayim, Yervat Haaretz, and we were supposed to go there, right over there, to be in the melting pot. So should we have the strength to hold on over there? That was the beginning of the preparation, actually, when there was a starvation in Canaan. That was the beginning of the plan of the exile to Egypt. And Avraham and Sarah went over there to start and do the fix for that. And all the thing with Sarah and Pharaoh, that was to break the strength of the evil inclination of this spiritual filth with the immorality thing that they were doing, in order for their sons and their sons of sons to hold on over there in Egypt. And that was also the inyan of Yeridat Yosef Mitzrayim and his nisayon with the wife of Potiphar, and everything was in order to break the strength of the other side of the Sitra Achra and the shell of Egypt. And by each one of them were overcoming the nisayon, they crack another crack in the shell, and another crack in the shell, and they were weakening the shell. And that was the preparation for the exile of Bnei Israel to Egypt, so they could keep their purity over there. As I said, it says, Vayikra Rabba, Shelo echad mehem parutz barayot. So yes, they were doing idols because of the environment, right? After Yosef died and all the Shvatim died and everything, it became very hard. They were there. They didn't have a spiritual leader. Yes, they had the Amram, and they had the Levim. The Levim were doing it, but most of the people, they were lost. And they started to do idols. And we're reading it every year in the Agadah, in Pesach, right? They were idol worshippers. But we didn't do it because it was in our core. It was because of the environment. But it said that nobody was parutz in Arayot. And according to that, now we're going to understand also that when Avram said, Leman itavli ba'avurech, it will be beneficial because of you, and it says in the Zohar Kadosh that I saw that you're a beautiful woman, yafa mar'e'at, like you have a beautiful look. But Avraham actually saw that the Shechina dwelling on Sarah, and therefore she doesn't need any protection. She have the Shechina, the best guardian, and no shell, no evil inclination, no other side negative things could control her. And Abraham trusted that. And that's why he said that you are my sister, and he was not afraid about her. Even if somebody will take her, she is protected. And there he asked that, yes, what is this matanot? So he said, Leman itavli bavur, so it will be beneficial for me because they will take you. They will think that you are my sister and not my wife. So they will try to marry you, and they will give me gifts. So, but we know that we shouldn't get gift, right? Soneh matanot yichya. Someone that hates gift will live. But the purpose was that for Israel, for later on, they will come out from Egypt with rechush gadol, with lots of properties. So what our forefather did, it's a sign for us that we will do the same. And that was his intention, that we're going to leave Egypt because Hashem told him in Brit Ben Abetarim that we're going to come out from Egypt with rechush gadol. And furthermore, we can say that Avraham Avinu himself, he didn't know exactly what was the purpose that is going down to Egypt. He just knew that Hashem is sending them over there. But he didn't know what exactly he needed to purify and to do everything. But only when he got over there and he saw that it's a place of Tuma, and the klipa, the shell, it was from Midat Yesod, of Revata Aretz, right? The hidden places of human body. It was like the idolatry. That's why I told Sarah, you know, I know that now you're a beautiful woman. It's not good here because the Egypt is the source of the Tuma. So Chazal saying us that what until then he didn't see that she's beautiful, and then he learned that Mitzrayim is Makor Tuma. Otherwise, how dare he reach to that place? So he said, "Now I know that you're a beautiful woman. Why? Only when it gets closer to Egypt, suddenly started to pay attention to these things. Until then, he didn't pay attention to that. So we can see here that the environment, the surrounding are impacting us. And therefore, Abraham was nitiare, was afraid that the strength of Gedusha that Abraham has and Sarah maybe is not strong enough to stand against the Egyptian. As he said in the Sefer Melech, Avraham was in the on the aspect of male, duchra, it's called in Aramaic, like male, the masculine, which is the spiritual thing, and Sarah was the nukba, the nekeva, the feminine part, which is gashmiut, because she is the receiving. And this is what Avram said, that the Egyptian will see when they will say, "Oh, she is his wife, and they're going to kill me, and they're going to leave you alive," which means they will kill the spirituality. But you, which is the physical aspect, they will increase. They will use you to increase the physical part. They will kill the spiritual. This is what they wanted to do. Why? Because the tumor over there is very strong. So Abraham was concerned about that, of the shell of Egypt. And therefore he was afraid about the spiritual, and they will leave only the gashmiut. Say that you are my sister, which means the wisdom. It's like the wisdom is my sister, which means we need to increase the Gedusha by the Torah. And with doing that, we can overcome the shell of Egypt, which means he was not afraid on Sarah because she had the Shechina, but he was afraid that the Gedusha between them, between Abraham and Sarah, will be damaged by the Egyptian. And said, let's get that stronger. You said like you're my sister, which is a more closer relations between two people in order to increase the Torah. Because when the evil inclination, when the Sitra Achad, the other side is trying to overcome, there is no other cure for that or advice by the Torah. Therefore said, you're my sister, that the connection between us will be even stronger than a husband and wife. We need to increase the Kedusha. That our sages says in Masechet Kiddushin on the Torah, on the Holy Torah, שכל זמן שרתיעה זו על לבך, אין אתה מתיירא לא מן החמים ולא מצמא. So as long as this bandage, the Torah is a bandage on your heart, you're not afraid from the cold or from the hot, nothing. Which means the evil inclination sometimes is like a fire or like ice, cooling us off from Avodat Hashem, from the spiritual part of it, or try to burn us with whatever the evil inclination is trying. So as long as we have this bandage, which is the Torah, we should not be afraid of the cold evil inclination or the hot evil inclination. And the Sitra Achad, the other side, are trying to cooling us off when we're supposed to be hot. We should be excited and enthusiastic, right, in the Torah, in Emunah, in faith, and warm in us. But the evil inclination, which is not going to increase the Kedusha, is trying to do the opposite in the desires and everything, that we should be cold in that area. So what's the cure for that is the Torah. As long as we have this bandage on our heart, we have the strength of the Torah, we are not afraid, not from the hot and not from the cold. As Rambam says in Sof Ilchot Isurei Biyah, like who we're not supposed to sleep with. So he said the evil inclination is not controlling but only in a person when his heart is is free from wisdom, like his heart is empty. But when we are thinking that the chokhmah of the Torah, right, and you can see here that it doesn't say about the brain, about the wisdom, about our intellectual, it's all about the heart, because the desires are coming from the heart, emotions, and most of our life and most of the people in this planet, most of the time we are controlled by our emotions, which is in the heart. And that's why the Torah said that we need to learn Torah and bring it to our heart. So this is where the big struggle is, not in the intellectual, not in the brain. So the evil inclination will control the person when his heart is open, is free from the wisdom of the Torah. But when we are learning the Torah, the strength of it will save us, will save us. And when a Jew feels that Chas v'Chalila, like Hashem abandoned him, and the evil inclination is controlling, then the only advice for that, keep my Torah. Learn more, learn more, learn more. And that will keep us, like we found with Yosef. That at the time of the Nisayon, he like saw a shape of his father, the profile or the face of his father. And it's hinted about the strength of the Torah. As it says, Titen emet Yaakov, give the truth to Yaakov. That the cleaving in the Torah saved him. And also we found that when Yaakov Avinu went down to Egypt, what was his first action to do? He sent Yehuda. Where? To teach, to open yeshiva. Where? In Goshen. Where is Goshen? The land that Pharaoh gave gift to Sarah. When he took her, when Abraham said, she is my sister. Okay. In Egypt, we are very moral. We have laws, we have rule. We're never going to take or rape or take someone's wife. Yes, we will kill her husband, but then she will be free. But as long as they're married, no, 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 no. We have morality. We have morality. Exactly like these people of today, some of them, right? They have rules. So Pharaoh took Sarah. Avram told her, saying that you're my sister. That was the beneficial thing, that besides the gift and the money and whatever Pharaoh gave Avram because of this incident, he gave Sarah the land of Goshen. That was all part of the plan. The land of Goshen was the place for Bnei Israel to dwell, because we were weakening the klipa, the shell, and it was the part of the preparation. Yosef did it when the Egyptian did the circumcision, the Brit Milah. And then Judah opened yeshivot over there in Goshen. That was the safe haven. And that was for us to prepare the ground for us, because we needed to go to the melting pot. But the fire was very strong over there. So that was our protection. Because in Egypt, chazak koach haklipa, rak bekoach haTorah, only with the strength of the Torah, that Judah opened the yeshivot, we could hold on. And this is what Abraham told Sarah, we will increase the Torah. Like my sister, the Torah is our sister, cleaving to the Torah. And this will keep us, that we will be between you and me, like sister, like the Torah is us, with us. And all of that was for the generations to come. That Avraham Avinu was fixing it in the core of it, in order to, כדי להתיש מהדורות הבאים את קליפת כוח, to exhaust the strength of the shell of Egypt. And our holy Torah is a living Torah. So also this parasha is infinite. It is not just again coming to tell us the histories about what happened, but it's going to teach us that when we feel that the evil inclination or the other side and the filth are trying to overcome us, we need to cleave to the Torah. That's it, to learn and to increase the Kedusha. And by doing that, we will be safe from other situation. And the Torah is Magni Umatzli. It's protecting us and it's saving us. And as long as we have the benefit of the Torah, we are not afraid, not from the hot and not from the cold. And I can tell you that from all the stories of all the hostages that were 2 years in these tunnels under the hand of these demons, they're not human beings. I don't know if all of them, but most of them came back doing tshuva. There were people that just talked to Hashem in this tunnel and they discover Hashem. It's unbelievable. And many people, many other young people that were far, far away, not going to any seminar, anything, only because of this situation that Hashem put us in, that was a wake-up call to many people. So Bezrat Hashem, we should not get any more a wake-up call like this, and just wake up ourselves and The shiur should be for Ilui Nishmat, Tzvi Chaim ben David and Bashka, and Shachar Netanel ben Osnat ומיכאל, חנה מלכה בת מרישקה מרים, ושמואל בן מרישקה מרים, ענת בת דבורה, ויהודית בת נעמי. Thank you very much for listening, and all the best.